Listen to these crack. I finally started to harvest these Brussels. I got so many mustards to go out and all these bulbs. I've got to do it before it starts raining again. Hello and welcome back to an absolute miserable day. But I've got so much to do that I just need to crack on. It's actually raining at the moment, but yeah, I've just got too much to do. So first thing I need to do is start harvesting these Brussels, or I'm just going to start losing them. The next lot I've been shopping again, so all the bulbs are 75% off, so it's an ideal time. So I've got more alliums, which I don't know where they're going to go. I'm going to have to look back at the last week's video to see where I'm going to put these as well. So I need to find space for those. I've got some nice tulips, which I haven't got any tulips actually in the garden, so I thought I'd give those a go. As you can see, they're all wet. And I've got some more, well, I've got some sensu onion sets. Now the onions that I did from seed, I've lost half of those to a slug and to some mould in the greenhouse, which is my own fault. I haven't opened up as much as I should have done, but it's been so damp and miserable that all I'm going to do is open it up to the damp air going into it. So I thought I'd go back to the onion sets. I think they were about £1.50 when I got those. And then I've got 21 of the mustards to go in, the Wazabina, the Oscar Purple and the Southern Giant. And I've also got all the daffodil bulbs, which I didn't do last week as well. So I best make a start. Right, this has been on my to-do list for quite a while and I don't want to start losing them, and some of them are starting just to get a little bit dodgy now. So these are the Bridget Brussels. I'm really looking forward to them. How many is enough Brussels as well? What do you reckon? I'll go with about 20, I think. Is that too many? There's only me and Sarah, so we'll see how we go with those. Alright, there you go. There's some nice sized Brussels in there. They were coming off with a right old crispy crack. There we go. So there's 21 Brussels. I'm really looking forward to trying these out. Jury's out at the moment whether we're going to do them for next year, because that's a lot of space. 4 plants, you know, that's a metre that's been taken up. So these are the Bridgets and these are the Brendans. So hopefully over the next couple of months we'll be able to just keep on coming back here to harvest them. I don't know about these small little ones. I'll just take these off. Right, it's getting dark really early these days. What are we, about 3 weeks off the shortest day? And I can understand why people actually celebrate the shortest day, because then afterwards we've got something to look forward to. A bit more daylight in the evening to let us get out here and to harvest and to keep on attending to the gardens. Right, that's a waffle, isn't it? So over to the mustards I did earlier on today. So I've got 3 types of mustards to go in. So the Wazabina is a rocket type, the Southern Giant is a lettuce type, and the Purple Oscar is a spinach type mustards. So this just puts a smile on my face. There's 7 mustards per each front trough, and they look really striking against the new compost that I put in this morning. So these are some of the last bags of the rejuvenated compost I did back in May. And it's so nice to keep on putting this stuff down. It's dark and so full of worms. I really enjoy putting it down. But I also need the bags. I'm going to pick up some free bark. So hopefully I'll do that next week. So I just needed the bags. So it's just ideal timing. I was also in a rush today because I knew at 3 o'clock the next storm was coming in. It's just been one storm after another.
And by the time you see this video, I hope you haven't had too much damage.
So again, it's a mixture of the Wasabina mustard, the Southern Giant mustard and the Oscar purple, which some of them of the Oscar purple are just starting to change to the purple colour. So that's correct, they are actually Oscar purple. At the moment these are all green though. So yeah, let's get planting. So nice to be doing this on a cold, and I should really have my hat on, cold day, but to be planting up all these plants, and then hopefully we have a good harvest coming up these cold months. So I'm looking forward to, you know, those cold miserable days which we're getting plenty of, and looking out and seeing these bushing up, because the bright green does really stand out. And if they don't get hit by slugs, and that's a bit of a finger crossed moment, if they don't get hit by slugs, these are just going to look so nice, you know, in those cold months, especially the crisp ones that we have in January and February, and these all bushed out, and hopefully we get some nice harvest off them as well. We certainly will do come March time. I think these will probably be finished around April. Well, there's some nice leaves on them already. This is the Wasabina. It's a nice fiery one, that is. And last year I let them flower, so I had some of the pods as well, which was really nice. I think, if I remember correctly, it took them only about 2 or 3 weeks to go from flower to a pod. So not that long. So we'll see what we get, and I think I'll make a note of them this time, how long it takes, so I can actually start planning for next year. Right, I'll bring you back in a bit. Right, I'm really pleased with that. I've got plenty of tubs left over now. So what do you do over winter? Do you actually wash them? I haven't washed them for quite a while, but I thought maybe I'll do that over winter as one of those jobs to do. Right, I can feel the rain in the air, so let's crack on.
I've been putting this off for a while. Now, as a YouTuber, you try and film the more unusual things that you actually do. Now, these leaves were wet and I was waiting for them to dry, so I usually just go over them, even on the paths, with the lawnmower set at a very high height, so it just lifts them up like a hoover and then cuts them up, and it's ideal. But it's been raining that much that they never dried, and I didn't want to lose them. I knew we were getting another storm, and this one was a big storm, so I knew I was going to either lose them, they're going to go to somebody else's garden or something like that. So it was time to collect them. So let me know what you do with your leaves. After this, I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to try something a little bit different, or something I haven't done before. But now, while I'm editing this video, the storm has been and gone, and we now got big piles of leaves where they've gathered all together, and they are completely dry, so I'll be collecting a lot more again.
Right, so I've just raked up some of the leaves from the garden. There's plenty more to go, and this is my sieve bark. Every time I replace the bark on the paths, I sieve it first, the old stuff, and then mix any of the larger chunks with the new stuff. So I get this really nice sieve bark. So what I'm going to do is a bit of an experiment, is put a few layers of that down, then a couple of layers of the leaves. I'm going to see what happens. Now I know every time I sieve the bark and put that in, all the compost gets pretty hot pretty quickly, so I'm hoping this starts to break the leaves down a little bit quicker. And the worst thing that's going to happen is I've just got a super brown mulch ready to go into the compost a little bit later in the summer. So I'm hoping, like I say, that this breaks down a little bit quicker. There's hopefully going to be an easier way to store everything. Because what I've got is I've got tubs of leaves that I've started, and I've got tubs of the sieve bark, and this way I can just start to mix them together, and it's not the end of the world if all I get is this brown material for the summer, because it's really nice stuff as it is. Right, that's looking all right. That's one of them done. And what I'm going to do is just stack probably 2 on top of each other. I think that should be all right.
So I know there's a few voiceovers this week, and there's a reason for it. Now I get commented of how peaceful this area is, but this morning we had one neighbour who was grinding something, another neighbour was also grinding something, and just over the way somebody else was having some work done and they were grinding. It sounded like a dentist, and I've actually deleted the sound from this part of the video. There's no way I could even put that in the background noise. So yeah, clearing out another bed. And these leaks, well, I'll come to these leaks, and I'm just asked a question on that as well.
Alright, that looks a lot tidier. Though, I've got to say, it's disappointing to see that these have got an alien leaf miner. I mean, they've been in since, when did I put these in? Was it June? And they haven't really grown either. These are the ones that are supposed to be ready for October, November, and one of them had already flowered, so I don't think I'm going to get this variety again. So this is what I'm going to do, is I'm going to try and tackle one bed or half a bed each time I'm out in the garden, just to start clearing up. That way it gives me a bit of a fighting chance for next spring to have a tidied bed ready to go. So what do you think? I should pull these? I think I should. There's quite a lot of mushy leaves at the bottom on quite a few of these. There's not many, yeah. And yeah, I don't know whether sometimes I've got the alum leaf miner or even rust on them. So yeah, this hasn't been a success.
It was really good to get this job ticked off. I've been meaning to do this for quite a while. So the compost has sunk so low that I thought, right, what I'm going to do is top it up with soil. But this time I was going to take everything out, put some soil at the bottom, and then start mixing it. Heavy from the bottom, getting lighter to the top, and then replant replant everything. That way, hopefully, the bulbs will stay at the correct level. I was quite surprised how big the root system on the chamomile is. Yeah, so I topped it up a bit too much. I had to start taking some of it out as well. So I love the smell of chamomile. You know, when you brush against it, you get that fresh smell. That's one of the smells of summer for me. So hopefully next year we're going to be on the ball and do a bit of research on when to actually pick the flowers, so we can hopefully dehydrate them. I mean, that's our goal. It's like everything, we're just trying to catch up with the amount of stuff that we're missing, harvesting with the herbs that we can actually do. I mean, they look very pretty anyway. So yeah, that's another thing I've got to put on my list to look up. It's an ever-growing list at the moment.
Right, so I topped this up this morning, took these out. So I've got Winston Churchill, I think, and Moonlight. the Moonlight is a lot smaller. It's only about 15 centimetre high daffodil, where the Winston Churchill is around about 40. But these bulbs are looking pretty similar. I haven't marked them up. I'm going to go with these are, because this one's looking a lot bigger, so I'm presuming these are the Winstons. Right, how am I going to do this? I think what I'm going to do is all of the Moonlights just around the front. Where should I put these? Put that one there. See if we can squeeze these in. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and I'll put that one there. And I'll put the Winstons at the back then. What I want to do is leave space here for some new plants. I have no idea what we're going to put in. Sarah was saying about maybe a clematis. We had sweet peas and they just didn't work in here last year. So I just want to leave space for possibly clematis. But we'll see. We'll see what we pick up on our travels. I can always lift them next year, especially if I've got them the wrong way around. Right, like I say, I can feel the rain in the air, so I'm going to move on to the next lot now. Right, so I'm really pleased with getting all those mustards out, and we've still got plenty more to go out. And it's the same here with the chards and the spinaches, and the brassica leaf is actually starting to look pretty good. Let's see how this one goes. I don't know whether you'll be able to see it that well, because the light's going pretty quickly. Right, and onto these onions. Quite a few I've had there was a slug came across. I kept on checking underneath them, but I missed one, and it just had quite a few of them, and then some of them have just gone to the mould, which, like I say, is my own fault because of not opening it up in here, which I know it would have gone if I kept on having a bit more airflow in here, but it's just one of those things. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to knock off the mouldy bit, and yeah, there's no roots on that one. I'm just going to pop in a set. I know it feels like a bit of a cheat, but I did get clearance sets last year around about the same time, and they worked really well. Now I've got plenty of other onion seeds, and I'm going to start planting them up in January. Now I could just go with more of those, but we're really enjoying the sensu onions that we got from harvested last year, or this year.
So this is the clip of the onions that I harvested, the sensu onions. I think it was June that I harvested them, and we got a real good harvest. And what I'm doing is I'm just going to leave the video here now. The storm came in and that was it. It was game over, and it's only just finished a couple of days later. So we'll just wait for the next one. So like I always say, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you again.